Hi, hello, and good afternoon, good evening from Colorado. It has been, feels like a minute since I've recorded because the last video that you guys watched was actually taken almost a month ago. And a lot has not changed, but developed. Things are moving and grooving. I'm on the road. We are back into the swing of road life and absolutely loving it out here. And I can't wait to share more of this journey with you guys in addition to the build. I know a lot of my videos have focused on the building components of van and bus life in the past few months and even the past year, but I'm really excited to start transitioning towards more life on the road, the adventures that Tara and I are going to go on, the friends that we meet along the way, and so much more. For the past 3 or so weeks, Tara and I have been living haphazardly at best in the bus, and so there is quite a mess that has both occurred and still not been cleaned up from the initial move-in. The bench seat that I'm sitting on right now, I don't even want to talk about it really, but the way that I moved in was quite literally by taking boxes and dumping them in because I was on such a tight timeline. I now have some time to actually clean up and move in properly. So that is what today's video is going to be about. Moving in, getting organized, talking mental health, and all the other ways that I take care of myself on the road. All of the problems, all of the things from your life before, whether that's mental illness, family stress, work stress, whatever you might have had going on prior, that all follows you into your van or bus or whatever you're moving into on the road. It does not just go away. And so before we get into the decluttering, organizing, and donating portion of this video, I wanted to take a quick moment to thank the sponsor of today's video, BetterHelp. If you are someone who has been feeling depressed, anxious, stressed, or just overwhelmed, BetterHelp is here to help. I know that when I first learned about BetterHelp's services, I was really excited to have found someone who could help me deal with both the minor and more major components of my mental health, especially now that I'm on the road and had been looking for a virtual option. BetterHelp is here to help you, and their 20,000 plus therapists are here to help you in ways that might not be available to you in your local area in a private, online, confidential manner, which is really great when you're living on the road and don't have access to somebody in person in a consistent region or area every single week. To get started, all you need to do is fill out an online confidential questionnaire to be matched with a therapist in under 48 hours, which really impressed me considering I've been on therapist waitlists for weeks, if not months in the past, just trying to get support. From there, you can message and chat with your therapist online, again, confidentially from wherever you are in the world. And if your therapist isn't working out for some reason, you're also able to request a new therapist without incurring any additional charge. So if you're someone who has been considering starting or maybe restarting therapy like myself, join the 2 million plus people who have taken charge of their mental health by visiting BetterHelp today. I'm really excited to have partnered with BetterHelp to make this even more affordable and accessible by offering 10% off of your first month's services at the link below and in my description. BetterHelp, that is better, H-E-L-P, help.com/Alex Lives Well. All right, you guys, let's get into today's video. All right, so I'm not gonna lie, it might already be 8 p.m., but I just arrived in southwestern Colorado where I have a lot of work to get done this week, including this video. And so I figured, why the heck not? Let's just jump into it with a quick deep clean of the bus. When I moved in, obviously it was clean, it was a fresh slate, but since then I've led and gone on 3 backpacking trips, which have left this place in a bit of a disarray. So starting on the entryway, you're like, this doesn't look that bad. You got a little poster, got a little hat and a little thing, and then we come down here, we have shoes, we have dog hair, and trash. That was my electrolyte bottle this morning. Thank you. That is just a mess. Oof, it only gets worse. We have a whole disaster going on here. Not to mention the amount of, here we go, the amount of crud and buildup, the dog food, the shoe cubby, oh yikes. And just generally like the disaster that this place currently is. Dishes, Nalgene, dirty towel, half open blinds. The bed is a disaster with some purchases from a really exciting adventure that I'm heading on. Not to mention the last minute scramble that resulted in this two-tone backsplash. It was the same color when I painted it, don't know what happened there. And then last but not least, coming in to the closet, yikes, there's my laundry that still needs to be put away. So I think it's safe to say that I have a disaster on my hands. So we have a long night ahead of us. And again, the reason that I'm doing this, one, for my mental health and sanity, two, because I want to feel like I can actually live in this space, three, I'm trying to film a bus tour tomorrow or the day after, which means I need to clean all this up so you guys don't think I'm a hoarder. And four, for something that I'm really excited about that I'm going to tell you about at the end of this video. That is happening in a week, and I don't want to leave the bus in disarray for. We are going to tackle this zone by zone, I think. And then what I'm going to do as I move along is start to create piles. I'm really looking forward to getting things cleaned up because I don't know about you guys, but my brain space tends to match the physical space that I embody. And so cleaning up my bus means cleaning up my thoughts, which ultimately means a happier, healthier, more productive me. But while I'm doing this, because I don't want to bore you with the details of my trash and donation piles, I'm also going to talk a little bit about my mental health on the road, which is not something that I've really talked about before, and a few plans for the future that I am so excited about. I feel like I say excited in every video, but really, life has been so good to me lately, and I'm really excited for what the future holds. Alright, you guys, so it is properly filthy up here. I think this area, because it's so awkward, I'm gonna just clean it, time-lapse it, and then we'll chat when we get to the kitchen and the bench. Okay, so full transparency, what started as a midnight rush to clean the bus turned into a I'm gonna go to bed and finish this in the morning. Feeling ready, played some Tosh Sultana, like we're feeling the vibe this morning. Alright, so I don't feel like I have a great method to tackle the closet, and I will show you guys what the current state is. It's really not too terrible. I do have clothes down in the laundry, but everything fits in here, so it's not so much that I'm worried about fitting it as it is just like wearing the things that I have in my closet. Over the past few years, I've really pared down what I do have, but I still feel like every time I open my closet, I'm overwhelmed. I guess I'm just gonna have to streamline this in a way where like I just take things out that I haven't been wearing. If I haven't worn it in 6 months, a year plus, like it really doesn't have a place in my closet. I'm someone who both does not get overwhelmed and who gets overwhelmed super easily, which is a weird place to be, I'm not gonna lie. I do a lot, and I think a part of the reason that I do so much is because in my head, if I just keep moving, I won't like have the time to think about what's happening or like what I'm doing, which probably sounds really weird, but essentially I just keep going so that way if I don't stop, I never realize like the momentum that I was carrying. I don't know if that makes any sense at all. It's a little overwhelming that I'm so overwhelmed, but that I have been overwhelmed. And now that I'm slowing down more, I feel like I'm in that place of starting to feel like, holy cow, I was moving fast. I was doing a lot, and because I was moving fast and because I was doing a lot, now that I'm doing less or maybe like more normal pace of things, yeah, I just feel the change in velocity. Yeah, that's something I'm really working on right now, and something I'm going to be going to therapy for is how to slow down, like really like slow down, chill out. Ugh, and then there's shirts like this that I really love. but I just don't wear it. It's not that I just don't wear it. I haven't worn it in a while. This is gonna go in the maybe pile. Okay, so it's not perfect, but it is marginally better. This is now how things are looking. At least a little bit more organized. There's no clothes on the ground. And then in terms of donations and selling, these are all clothes that are like brand name. They're still in really great condition. These are things that are a little bit older. I have like 3 extra pillowcase sets that I don't need. And so those are more like donation status. These I'm going to try to sell and then I'll donate them if they don't sell. Okay, but when it comes to the reason why I haven't wanted to do this, this cabinet is the reason I've been procrastinating cleaning the entire bus. And here's why. Oh yeah. Returns, garbage, I mean, the manuals, like, it is a disaster in here, so I am gonna do my best to clean it out. And while I do it, I'm gonna let you guys in on a little, not secret, but a preview we'll call it. So I think I have drug it along far enough. I will tell you guys what's happening. The reason why I have all of my clothes out in a way that doesn't really make a lot of sense. The reason why I have something exciting to share. I'm really, really excited and also nervous to let you guys know that in July and August, the end of July to the beginning of August, I am going to be walking for a very long time. 27 days that is, across the state of Colorado. The idea presented itself because I had a friend who had mentioned that they would be hiking the Colorado Trail. And then I saw another old friend from high school hiking the Colorado Trail. And then 2 more people that I've become friends with online hiking the Colorado Trail. And I thought, I'm not one who believes in like divine timing necessarily, but it felt like I had some signs being shown to me. So I was like, you know, I was gonna be in Colorado. This is the first time though that I haven't had a boss to report to pretty much since I was 16. And so I figured, what the heck, let's see if I can make this happen. And if it works out, awesome. If it doesn't, no stake in the game. This is what I mean, you guys. I have freaking daily passes from the Tonto National Forest. Like, so many passes. This drawer is stressing me out a little bit. But anyways, I just figured if it works out, let's go for it. If it doesn't work out, whatever. Like, I haven't really put that much time or planning into it to be that bummed out. But I did, in the back of my head, it was like, ooh, like I really, really want to do this. I was able to get a sitter for Tara. I was able to get a flight for $40 from Durango to Denver, which is unheard of. But I was really excited because it felt like things were lining up. Things were gonna work out, hopefully. And so I posted about it, and then not even like a day later, one of the people who I had originally seen posting about it reached out and was like, oh my God, are you hiking the CT? Turns out we are on the same flight out of Durango. We are headed to Denver on the same day, and our attempt is planned for the same day. So I went from let's solo hike 500 miles and hopefully meet friends along the way to now getting to meet up with an internet friend and hike for 27 days across the state of Colorado. This journey is one that frankly scares the crap out of me, which I think is a good thing. If I weren't nervous, I would be worried about myself. Oh, I'm so glad I brought these weights that I have not used once. But yeah, I'm a little nervous, but in a healthy way. I am just trying to go with the flow as much as possible. I know in the last scene, I was just talking about how I don't know why I can't slow down. And this, I guess, could be viewed in the same lens of like, you just finished the bus and now you're gonna go park it for a month and not use it and go on this new adventure. But I guess I see this adventure as me fulfilling a dream that I've had for a really long time. And even though it is last minute and it is a little rushed and it is a big challenge, It's something that I thought about really carefully and realized that I might not have the opportunity to do something like this again for years, if ever. I'm really bummed that I can't bring Tara with me. It's not that dogs aren't allowed. Dogs actually are allowed on the entire trail, with the exception of one little beginning section that there's a detour for, but I will not be bringing her, which I'm, yes, very sad about. Trust me, I've already shed some tears about this because I don't want to leave her for the month, but she's just too young, she's just too little, and she's not ready for that yet, and I'm not going to put her in that position of having to really just increase her physical exertion when she's only a year old. So I told myself, go hike it for yourself, hike your hike this year, and if I love it and if I think that it's something she'll be capable of in the coming years, then I would love to reattempt it with her when she's a little bit older, maybe 5 or 6, and has built up that stamina, has a little more fat on her body hopefully, and is just more prepared generally to take on something like this. Not perfect, but I just fit so much more stuff in here. The way that I organized it was electronics in this lower corner here because they're stackable. I have some clothes here, but they're really just like wetsuits. And then down below I have my ski and snow gear, some workout equipment, and more electronics down there. That is my old work laptop that I still need to return, receipts that I have to go through for a future video. And then in the back I have all of my yoga mats, my awning, all of that good stuff that's pretty easily accessible. That one is the only one that remains, and then we can deal with this disaster. All right, you guys, I take it back. It's lunchtime. I thought that I was going to be able to get all of this done this morning, but obviously things are taking a little bit longer than I planned, which, you know, at this point, I think might just be the motto. Not in just the build, but in life. But, you know, I think it is a good segue into the next thing I was hoping to talk about, which is like what I have found health to be. Mental health, physical health, relational health, all of those things are tied together, and I think for me at least, they all add up to me being my happiest, healthiest self. For a long time, I was someone who thought if I ate the best, looked the best, felt like physically the best, that mentally, like, everything else would be great. While physical health definitely does impact my mental health, it's the combination of the 3 or the 4, however many it is, that really lead me to being my happiest, healthiest self. And so in the past, just focusing on having a good routine, having a workout regimen that I was following to a T, and like hitting all my workouts or hitting all my macros, or just going to therapy, or just doing like one thing, never resulted in me feeling like I was there, and there being like I was thriving, I was feeling my best, I was feeling whole. Living in a vehicle and having fewer things, having more alone time, it highlights all of those areas that you might not have focused on or that you haven't worked on yet. And for me, a lot of that was my relationship with myself. That was something that I needed to work on. I needed to find confidence and fulfillment in myself before I could start like seeking community or trying to figure out who I was. And once I realized that I didn't need this other person or other people to make me this version of myself, this whole confident version of myself, it gave me permission to start doing that on my own. I'm the only person who gets to live my life and who gets to know myself my whole life. Every part of it, every minute of it. And if I wasn't happy with who I was, not only would no one else be happy with who I was, but I couldn't step into the world as my full confident self. And that realization made me want to be better, made me want to start having a routine, made me want to start figuring out what my passions were and what fulfilled me and who I wanted to be in the world. But right now, like, I want to decide with a week's notice to go hike 500 miles. I want to take a business in a new direction. I want to pivot my YouTube channel. I want to, you know, maybe build another rig later this year or next year. More information on that to come potentially. And I don't want to feel held back like I have in past relationships. Right now, I'm focused on building my relationship with myself, and that looks like nurturing and taking care of myself in the way that I would if I were someone else that I loved. Because I am trying to love myself and take care of myself and to treat myself with kindness. This lunch chat is getting deep, but honestly, I think when I see mental health or routine or how I stay healthy on the road, this is what I think about, is how are you cultivating a life that serves your desires, your needs, that fulfills you, that takes care of your mental, emotional, physical, relational health. And for me, it looks a little bit chaotic. It looks like pursuing the things that I want to pursue, even if other people think it's crazy. It looks like going back to therapy. It looks like being active and doing things I love, not just going to the gym and lifting weights, but like going and hiking and pursuing this goal that I've had for a really long time. It looks like eating a salad and hard-boiled eggs for lunch instead of something that would leave me feeling groggy and sluggish later on, because I know I have work to do and I want to feel good. And if you would have asked Alexandria from January of 2021, right before I would have bought my van, I would not have given you this answer. And I'm really excited to say that, because I feel like being on the road has taught me so much about myself, about what I want, about who I am. And it's really opened up my world and my eyes in terms of like who I can actually go and be. So as much as I'm sure you are dying to see this last bin get cleaned out, I think I'm gonna finish my lunch and finish cleaning up. This afternoon I need to shoot my bus tour, which is really exciting, and I think it's actually going to go up before this video, so it's gonna be kind of funky, but I need to shoot my bus tour, and then I think I might go float the river. I'm in a town right now that has a beautiful river where Tara could try to swim again, where we can cool off because it's pretty freaking hot today, and we can just decompress, because I have a lot of work to get done this week and next in preparation for hitting the trail. So I think that's all for this video. Just to preview, when you are watching this video, I'm probably already on the trail, which is super crazy to say, but there is more coming, don't worry. If I'm not as active in the comments, that is why, but as I reach trail stops, I will try my best to respond and to be engaging with you all. But in the meantime, if you haven't already, shameless plug, I will be posting on Instagram and TikTok most likely almost every day or every time I have service, just because it's a much shorter, quicker format for me to be posting in when I am on trail. And then when I get back, the goal is to have been shooting the entire trail, so that way I can share the experience with all of you and really answer any questions you might have about how the CT was. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. As always, thank you so much for being here. And if this video didn't encourage you enough already, please take a moment today to nurture your health, whether it's your mental health, your physical health, or just doing something nice for yourself. Highly encourage you to take that time, and I can almost guarantee you'll feel better for it. Okay, I will see you guys next week.